Going? Welcome to our weekly live training where we help runners, triathletes, and busy high achievers stay injury free, train smart, finish strong without burnout.
Even if you're juggling work, life,
Yes.
and recovery.
All right. Well, I'm Coach Shane Rolla. I'm a two-time triathlon Guinness World Record holder, 48-time Ironman finisher as of this year, Ultraman finisher, creator of Smart Training Method, keynote speaker, and high-performance triathlon and endurance coach. I'm here together with Coach Finette and our special guest to share proven strategies that help athletes like you reach your new levels of success without burnout. Because we don't like to be burnout. We want to be chill. All
Yeah,
right. And we also
definitely.
have our coach, Vineta here, who specializes in open water swimming.
Hi, everybody. Good to be here.
Okay. Well, listen, go into the comments below, click heart, like button. Let me know if you can hear and see us okay.
Yes, we want to see who is joining us right now.
And actually, like as I talk here, Vineta's actually gonna set up some things here so we can have smooth live training today. And let's get started though. Okay. So now before we dive in, so I want to ask you, let me ask you, who here has ever held back in training because you were afraid of re-injuring yourself? Okay. Because we're gonna talk about that, not necessarily just the injury, because we want is like we want that goal, that happy finish where you're feeling strong. But first, we want to also make sure that you are here for the right training. Okay. So anyone here who's like getting coming back from injury and then now you're super excited, you're done, whether that's physical therapist or you just had surgery and then recovery, okay? Or felt like swim is just on you're swimming just in survival mode, or you're just muscling through, okay, and not confident. Like you could probably go to the pool, do your pool swims, lug in a lot of yardage, but when you go open water, they're like, I got no confidence.
Yes, who's struggling with the swim confidence in open water? This
Okay.
is very common. You're not alone. If that's happening with you,
Yeah.
this will help.
Yeah. Anyone here who's very competitive in sports? All right. Competitive in everything, whatever sport that is. You put yourself in, coach, I know I can do this one. I want to win. Anyone here? Okay, put on their comment. Anyone win? Put win. I like to win. Okay. And then but unfortunately, at times something happened. Could be an accident, like I said, getting hurt. And then now, you took a break. Okay. And then now your mind is messing up your brain because you were used to like, I want this physical activity, whether that's swim, bike, and run, but then you got to take a break. Okay. So, well, if that's you, stay with us. Okay. Because tonight, that's what we're going to show to you how Tom, a busy dad from New York, overcame all that and turned into the best season yet this year. Okay. And by the end of this training, you will take away insights that you can incorporate in your training. So make sure you have pen and paper. All right. And so let me see. Let me show.
I want to know who is joining us live right now. So put hashtag live if you are watching us right now. Feel free to put any comments and questions actually, because we're going to be checking
Yes.
those out and answer if we can. And then if you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay, and we can also go back and answer any questions that you guys have.
Yep. Yep. So start typing it up. Okay. So put hashtag replay or put hashtag live. Vinetta will be checking out on the other side, actually reading your comments and questions. You guys are ready for this? So here's what our training is. Afraid to push after injury? Here's what actually works. Learn how a busy dad went from afraid to push to confident injury free. And on the podium safely, believe it or not, get it done in 3 months.
Pretty amazing. And usually the podium is not what people aim for immediately
It's
after
really the
injury. It's
strong
not
finish.
it's not really something that you like, oh, I want a podium right away because,
So
because you're injured or you're like hurting a little bit. But it is what happens if you're training properly.
yeah,
Yay.
yeah. And then also, if you're the type of like, coach, I just really want to finish and totally get that. And then right now, what you're going to be learning here, it's not just about winning. What you're going to be learning here is actually enjoying your training, feeling confident that what you're doing is not hurting you or it's not risking you to injuring yourself. Okay. And also, let me just show to you here. And when I say that, because our special guest actually had an accident, which is there's a mild knee fracture, and that's big, right? But even that, he was able to do back to back, not really back to back, but almost. So, like August 10, Atlantic City. So for those who are in New York, okay, or in the East Coast, I'm sure you know these races or have heard of it, or maybe you were in these races. Put under the comment, I was there at the race. I was at the race. So Atlantic City, okay, 1 hour 14. It was his PR, September 7th, about a month. So he took a break and he did this Lake Hopatcong. All right, got a fifth age group. September 14, that's basically a week after it got a third age group. Okay. Now,
Dang, impressive.
now what you're going to be learning today, okay, what you're going to be learning today is about recovering from injury. And if you're struggling with swim confidence, you're going to learn how to turn that around and be more confident and then learn the tricks that you can do as well. And then actually, that's why I said, like, by the end of the training, you're going to learn all these techniques, all these insights that you can apply, like, seriously today, if you're training today, and like your mindset suddenly shift. Because this part of it is like, it's not just the mechanics, but also your mindset and actually seeing what's possible even if you're just getting back to from injury. Okay. And then also, last but not the least, racing and training without doubt. Okay. Or if you're tired of just second guessing. Is that good, everyone? You guys are excited for this? Because I am excited.
I'm
All
excited.
right. So, but before we started, so like I'm gonna ask, put on in a comment whether if even if you're just listening to replay right now, okay, put it in a comment. Are you here to learn more about swimming? Put under the comment swim. That's easy. Let's put that phone because I want to see it. And Vinetta's going to be checking it right here. Vinetta. All right. So put swimming. Or if you're here, I want injury prevention. Injury prevention. Put that. Or pain free. Pain free training. Put that under the comment. What you put there is what you're going to attract, really. All right. So without further waiting, okay, let me introduce you, Tom from New York. Welcome,
Howdy.
Tom. How are you
Thank you.
doing? Welcome,
Very
welcome.
good. Thank you.
Yeah,
How are you guys?
looks like your young kid, your young son. How old is your son?
He's gonna be 4 in December.
What?
4.
Yeah,
Amazing.
He's growing up fast. Well, it
yeah,
looks
way too
like
fast.
your baby or your toddler is behaving and quiet
Yes.
today.
He's sleeping already, so yeah.
There you go. Well, within a short time, I mean, I've only known you this year.
Yes, correct.
Right? And we've been talking remotely. And so,
Hmm.
like, I just want to congratulate you, Tom. So, Tom actually reached out to us because he wasn't confident with the swimming.
Correct.
Yeah. He wasn't confident in swimming. And so but I want to congratulate you. So like before, Tom, well actually he wasn't swimming as much because
No.
he was just injured and then Tom can tell you more of that in a bit. But basically within a month from struggling with breathing and basically his mindset was muscling it through. Okay. We didn't do a test because of his knee pain at the time. No long swims either because of injury. Within a month, he got himself to 149 minutes per 100 yards. I'm going to make it bigger so everyone can see. 1 minute per 100 yards in a month. Okay. 200 yards, 400 yards, 151 minutes per 100 yards. And we also did a nonstop 2,000 yards nonstop. Okay.
Dang.
He is training for sprint triathlon, but he wants to be strong and confident. And that's why I pushed him to the best of my ability to get those fast numbers. And then also the next thing after that, he did this races there. Congratulations, Tom. How'd you feel about it?
Oh,
All
great.
this
Terrific.
swimming.
It was I felt really good, felt very strong, you know. Um more confident than ever been doing triathlons the last 5 years. So this
Yeah.
year has been it's been a crazy ride, but a fun ride.
Is it crazy good ride? Crazy good
Yes.
ride.
No, it's crazy from where I've been
Oh,
to where I finished, what, 3 weeks ago in a
yeah,
podium. I mean,
yeah,
I
yeah.
never thought of doing podium in triathlons. I just did it for fun and just, and this year is just, I had a goal. I wanted a podium, but a broken knee. That was kind of,
It's
it was
like
hard.
you want a podium because the first time, like so everyone, so we wanted to have Tom start sooner on swim boot camp, the 30-day swim boot camp. However, he
Yeah.
just like reached out to us, hey coach, something happened. I have this accident, right? So like
Yep. Yep.
beforehand, yeah, beforehand he was like, coach, I want to win. This is the year. This is my year.
Yep.
But then
Exactly.
later on, we had to delay that 30-day swim boot camp because he had this accident. So let me ask you, how about you ask
I
me?
mean, yeah, life happens. You never know what's gonna happen, but yeah, that's what happened. So let's rewind. Before the coaching, what was going on with your training, Tom?
And
Uh,
how many years have you been doing triathlon, Tom?
this year is gonna be my 6th year of doing triathlons.
Years. So you've done
Yeah, exactly.
several.
Yeah, I've been averaging like 2 or 3 per
Wow.
year. So,
Oh, all
but
right.
I'd never done anything like actual. I mean, I trained, but training like, all right, I'll go biking today, do 20 miles, but just bike, Oh, I'll just go
Yeah.
for a run today, or I'll just go for a swim today and just muscle out maybe like 2,500 yards. That's about it. But there was no like technique or anything like that. It was just like straight up swim, bike, run,
Sure.
and that's it.
So for the past 5 years, whenever
Yep.
you do train triathlon, that was
Hmm.
your strategy. You go
Yep.
swim, bike, and run. How do you know what to do during the week?
I didn't really. I just
You just do it, which is
I
good.
just I just winged it and that's it. I just want to get the miles in, the yardage in, and that was about
Okay.
it. To get
Okay.
my cardio in there and hopefully get my strength in there. And that was, yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
So it
Gotcha.
sounds like there's a little bit of winging it a little bit, just
Oh, pretty
like
much. There's a lot of winging it. It's just
Winging hard.
wing, and you just learn,
Hard.
learn as you go.
Okay. All right. So now so before, let me see. Uh, what made you decide to actually, like address the swimming portion? Because I mean, you've been doing it for 5 years.
I just got tired. I'm a person that enjoys winning. I'm very competitive,
Okay.
and every time I swam, I just couldn't figure out why I cannot translate from the pool to the open water. Because
Okay.
I'm like, open water, I could swim perfectly fine, and get into open water into the ocean, and it's just like going back to square one.
Okay.
yes, this is something we hear a lot from people that when they go from pool to the open water, something, happens that they're not able to match
Yeah.
what's happening
Yep.
in the pool.
Well, let me ask you further, Tom, because I want to make sure I understand. So, like, when you go to the pool, you swim
Hmm.
like you said, 2,500 or
Yeah, I just
2,000.
went
Yeah. Yeah.
2,500 yards straight up, and that's about it.
Wow. Wow. All right. And
But
then
no
you,
drills, no nothing.
okay. And then you go open water. And then can you mind telling us more what happened on when open water?
It was just, I think a lot was just mental and not having the proper technique. I mean,
Sure.
I wasn't breathing bilaterally, and my strokes were maybe off, but it's just
Yeah.
that point was pretty much mental as well. It's just
Yeah.
seeing the open water or seeing the ocean, and it just
Yeah.
throws your whole mindset off.
Yeah. So
So what was happening with your mind? Were you like,
is it out
was
I,
of
there
breath?
I was
anxiety?
just
What was happening?
not relaxed. I was my heart rate was up. I my heart rate was at one point like 120 before I jumped into the water at one point. I'm like, yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So then I jump in the water, I start panicking. Then I'm like
Uh-huh.
looking for a lifeguard because I want to catch my breath. It,
Sure, sure.
it
To
it was
hold on to
just
the kayak.
yeah until I
Okay.
kind of
Okay.
relaxed and then I started going again.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
Yeah,
you go
it was
like you swim and then you go swim and then like where's the kayaker or where's the
yeah, pretty
lifeguard?
much. Yeah. Instead
Oh,
of looking
okay.
for buoys, I'm looking for kayakers or
So you're
whoever
doing kayak
was around
hopping.
me. What's up?
So you're doing kayak hopping then.
Pretty much. It's just
Kayak
like, all
hopping
right.
and swimming.
Yes,
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like
That was my
looking for life course
style.
as I go.
That was my
this is
strategy.
the secret strategy of a lot of swimmers: kayak
Any
hacking, hopping.
anyone else who can relate to Tom, like how where you're at in swimming? And, like I want to see like where you're at in swimming. Let's type that up. Are you kayak hopping? Put that kayak hopping or heart rate high. Put that heart rate high. Okay, because we do have those free trainings in our Unstoppable Facebook group. We can give you all those access there, especially if they're still available. But you want to make sure that you type that up. Or how about your navigation, Tom?
Um, it was far from there. I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of followed the crowd, and I mean, there
Oh,
was no
yes, yes.
navigate. It
So it's
literally just winging it. I mean, I just jumped in, swam, and I
get
just
it done.
wanted to get out of the water as fast as possible.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So now let's go into the knee before
Mm.
coaching.
Oh,
Obviously,
then,
tell us what happened to like your knee. Yeah.
so during the winter, I am a competitive skier, and almost one of my last races, I was doing slalom, and I was going for it because my second run, and clipped
Yeah.
the gate, went flying forward, felt something really sharp, like a knife going through my knee, and yeah, that was about it. Came home, couldn't really walk on it, barely made it home.
Got
And then next day got an MRI, and then the next day doctor said, like, well, you have a 3 or 4 millimeter fracture in your knee right now. I'm like, awesome.
And you were
And
really hoping, at the time, you were like, I want this year to be my year. We
oh
were
no,
talking.
exactly. That was my goal for 2025. I'm like, all right, this year I'm going
Yeah.
to do this X, Y, and Z for triathlons, find a coach,
Yeah.
podium, or just be better at what I do, or figure out how to be better. And yeah, that kind of got thrown into the wind.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So and then so you mentioned earlier no surgery, thank God, because you that was optional. So what
Yeah, it's
was
an
your
option. Yeah, that was an option for my doctor. He's like, two options: you lay off of it for a good 2 months, don't walk on it, or we could do surgery to
yeah.
put rods, this and that, and you'll have a 9 month recovery period. I'm like, yeah, that's not happening. So we option out without the surgery and just taking it easy, and which I did.
Okay. And then physical therapist, right?
Yeah, PT afterwards. Yeah, once I was able to put a little bit of pressure or just a little bit of anything, we started PT slowly, and yeah. But during that PT, I was starting to do a boot camp too. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, well, I wanted to ask our audience here, anyone here who had this accident, that put accident, and what happened there? Was it knee injury that you had to deal with? Because again, like I said, we have those free training specifically for some athletes. It's more of like sometimes plantar fasciitis or shin pain. We also have free trainings on that. So make sure you put it under the comments. This is the time for you to also ask questions. So if you're starting to relate to Tom, but you won. How's that even possible? Like where you're at right now, right?
So,
yeah,
I'm wondering, what were your biggest concerns at that time? Because you're wanting to do all these things, you want to do the races, you're gonna get back into the training.
Yeah.
What were the biggest concerns that were like, oh, I'm a little bit nervous about that one?
I just didn't want to re-injure my knee or possibly get surgery because my
Sure.
doctors are like, no, just lay off, lay off, lay off. And I'm like, but like he's like, but if you do this, we'll need to do surgery. So I'm like, all right, all right. So, but yeah, the biggest thing was just re-injuring my knee again. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, yeah. And then is there any other concerns? Let's just say you don't re-injure your knee. What is there any other concerns? Like let's just say you go, well, you did triathlon, but before you went
Yep.
to triathlon, any other concerns in
I
terms of
honestly,
yourself?
I,
That was
concerns, nothing, no concerns. It's just, I always want to better myself,
okay.
and
Gotcha.
I hate failing. And then, after like 5 years, I'm not like, why can't I be like that person above me?
I
So
know,
in
right?
2025, I'm like, all right, I want to be that person that's above me.
Okay. All right. So
That's understandable. Like you've been doing it for a while, and for some reason you kind of felt a little bit
okay.
stuck. Yeah.
Well, I wanted
Yeah,
to ask,
exactly.
yeah, besides the injury, so I know you're a dad, you have your wife, okay, you have your
Yes.
full-time job.
That job,
Yep.
yes.
Before that, how were you also fitting in all those workouts? Because you also do competitive skiing as well. So how are you
Yeah.
fitting all those workouts? Is that what you said earlier? You just wing it?
Scheduling, making efforts. I mean, scheduling things with my wife. One day I'll do this, one day she'll do that.
Oh, I see. I see.
Get up early in the morning, get everything done, get the
Sure,
swim
sure.
done, get the workout done. Do minor workouts at work maybe sometimes because I have a little gym in there. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's just
You're-
honestly just making it work and just figuring things out.
Yeah. So it sounds like you have been doing this, like balancing your commitments already. You were
Yeah.
able to get in, but something was still missing because you were still like just winging it. So like
Yeah.
what you right? Okay. Okay, now I'm getting it. Okay. So, all right. Any questions that's popping up, everyone?
I'm wondering why us? Like when we talked on our call and you were like, okay, these are the people to help me with this.
Yeah.
What is it that you heard or saw that convinced you that we're the right
I
people?
was doing research. You guys popped up somehow. I don't remember how even. It came up. I
Oh,
don't know.
I can help
Maybe it was,
you,
maybe
Tom.
it was a sign, something like that. I have no clue. But I was looking. At that point, I was looking around for not everywhere, but just doing research and
Yeah.
whatnot. And then you popped up somehow. I'm like, all right, let me check this out. So I started watching some videos, doing it in depth. I'm like, I mean, they could guarantee me doing boot camp
Yeah.
while I am doing my own thing. Like my own, I'm here, you guys are in California, and
Exactly.
you
How do
can
you feel
you
that way?
and there's stories of people doing that all over the country. I'm like, well, why can I do that? Because there's here local people, but it's all like I have to go here, I have to go there. It's not like I can do it on my own time where like you set a whole schedule for me for a whole entire week, and then
Mm-hmm.
I just go through everything and figure things out time wise, how to do
Yeah.
it, when to do it, and so forth.
Yeah. So
And
it
it's
sounds
my
like
time. It's my
better.
time, not their time. So
Yeah. Okay. All right. Were you skeptical? But is it
uh
because you saw a lot
I
of the
mean I-
results?
I'm skeptical about a lot of things. I mean, in the beginning, you know,
I
I'm
think
like,
everybody.
how is this going to help me out? But I'm like, you know what? Patience, and let's see what happens. Like right away. See, like, if it doesn't work out in X amount of days, X amount of weeks, I'm like, all right, then maybe it wasn't for me. Or maybe the program wasn't that great. But here we are.
Yeah, here we are. You just transformed. Well, Tom, like whether the athlete actually goes to our boot camp or not, I wanted to ask you because you're coming from somewhere, you just came from injury and still recovering. What are your thoughts about like your decision of actually getting into swimming
Mhm.
also, and then focusing on that in terms of fitness while you're recovering? Is that something that you would recommend to individuals who are just coming from injury, maybe?
Oh
In
yeah,
terms of
definitely. I mean, swimming is such a low impact sport, you could say, or exercise. I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, I couldn't walk barely, but you know what? My arms are still working. I could put a buoy between my legs and go for it,
That's
and
right.
I'm still getting the yardage in. So,
Yes. Because
honestly, yeah, I mean, definitely would. I mean, there's no way of saying no to that. I'm like, hell yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Especially it's low impact. All right.
Yeah.
So, well, let me see this one here. Well, based on what you said, like you were already doing the workout, and the changes really is what you were doing.
Hmm.
And what I wanted to share to you guys, you already saw what Tom had done. Okay. Like, I don't know if you guys saw it or just like calling in right now or just jumping in on YouTube. But let me show it to you. So what he did, we just talked about how he was. Okay, how he was before he started with the swim boot camp, which actually got the fast pace here while he was still recovering. While he was still recovering. It wasn't perfect. Did you say that you were still kind of limping or like not perfect when you were
Oh
doing the
yeah.
boot?
Oh yeah. No, I couldn't. walk up and downstairs. Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
I
Okay.
couldn't carry my son yet, so I couldn't put any weight on it.
Yeah,
So,
so definitely no running. And
oh no.
yeah, okay. So you're not recovered. He just had mild fracture knee, which
Yeah, I
is
was
the three,
still in the
4 millimeters.
brace. Yeah, I was still in the brace, still probably on crutches at that point. So yeah.
Okay. And that was May, around
Yeah.
May. Okay?
Yep.
That was before May and then the June. So it was basically, a month. So he was still dealing with the knee. But guess what? Fast forward, August 10. That was June. So he was still like not perfect. He
Yeah.
cannot even carry his kid. But we only had a month, about 5, 6 weeks, and got his PR.
Yep.
Dang.
Okay. So he just got his PR. And we're talking about Tom doing this triathlon for 5 years. And suddenly, so he cannot even carry his kid during the May, June, right? Did continue with the triathlon program about 5, 6 weeks, got a PR.
That is pretty
And it's not
spectacular.
necessarily like doing more workouts because he was already doing that on his own. He said earlier before coaching, he was like figuring out with his wife. His wife is like very supportive, they balance things out. Okay. And what's amazing about it also is that he even did a back-to-back. And actually he was like, but coach, I've never done back-to-back. I don't know how my body will recover. Okay. That's what he
True.
said. I don't know if
Yep.
I'm going to do the September 14 because I don't know if I'm going to recover on September 7. I said, well, Tom, you're doing the same exact things that other athletes actually had gone through in terms of knee pain as well. And what they did also was a lot, also huge. So, for example, we have athletes here who was going for Boston Marathon, setting 70.3 PR, still knee pain, doing back to back, or athletes who did Ironman, torn ACL and MCL, no meniscus in left knee, still did full Ironman with sub 13. Or Leo, who had 10 surgeries. Part of it is had partial knee replacement, back surgery. I'm sharing this to you guys because I'm about to tell you, we're about to discuss of like what we did behind the scenes. How could we make this happen? It's basically exact same methodology that we've used for these athletes. Or Katie, who had ACL and meniscus surgery. She PR'd and placed 11th age group at Ironman Cozumel. This one is a longer duration. It goes through Ironman. So Tom is going for sprint. What we're going to talk about today is also same thing that we've done with other athletes. And actually, Katie is about to race Kona.
Yes.
Okay. So she's continuing. I think she's 60s now. Yeah, she's a strong.
So exciting.
All right, so let's go back to this one. I'm gonna ask, let me see where we're at now. Are you guys getting a lot from this? Put under the comment. I'm sure there's like questions that's popping up. So Vinetta's gonna check, often check. So let me see here. Let's get to the swimming because I know some people. So everyone, stay patient with us because we're discussing both swimming and injury prevention. Okay. So Tom, so you said you were swimming 2,500, right?
Yep.
Now, what do you think made a big difference with your swimming?
Definitely the technique. It's huge, Um, trying muscle through 2,500 yards with a lot of effort to now swimming 2,500 yards with less effort, very smooth, and still getting same time,
Yeah.
even better
Mhm.
with like I said, less effort. It's nuts. It's I was comparing my Strava what you call it records the other day. I'm looking at it from like last year to now, like a whole year. I'm like, look at my pace, look at my heart rate. I mean, it was
You're
skyrocketing last year, and this year it's lower than from last year,
yeah,
and I'm going way faster.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. The technique is the game
Yeah,
changer
yeah.
because
Oh,
you were doing
huge.
the work
Yeah,
already. I mean, you were doing 2,500. You were
yeah,
showing up. right?
Yeah,
You were racing,
exactly. Yeah,
and you
but
were
I had
doing
no
it for
technique.
5 years.
Yeah.
For five
Yep.
years.
Yep.
I
Exactly. So,
I like that. Because you basically, what you're saying is that you got rid of the struggle.
yep.
You got the
Yeah,
efficiency to work for you. You got rid of the muscling.
Yep.
the confidence as well.
The confidence increased, and then
Yes,
you
big time.
stopped basically leaking energy all over the place
Yeah.
and just like moving
Yep.
with speed.
I
Yep.
think you mentioned like when you're out of that water, you were exhausted
Oh yeah,
before.
no, yeah, I was. I mean, I was done for pretty much,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I kept on going.
Yeah,
Of
obviously.
course.
You're that person. But this time it was different. Tell us more of like when you go out of the swimming portion.
Now it's more relaxing, you could say. I am. I mean, I still think about, still worry about it. Not worry about it, but it's just right now. It's more mentally than anything else. But
Sure.
physically, I can go out there, swim it, relax, not
Yeah.
worry about looking for lifeguards to hang on,
You're going for the
and I'm
finish.
going for it, and I mean, just thinking about, I'm not even, I mean, tired, but not tired, but it's a different tired, it's not like
Of course.
I'm struggling. It's just, you know,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm gonna show to everyone of what we did, so that they can also be able to see what's missing or what they're already doing. Are you guys ready for this one, everyone? So I'm gonna show to you what we do have here is the faster freestyle format. It's exactly the same thing that I showed to Tom. I said, Tom, you got a 2500. You're putting the same time. We're just gonna change how you do it. Okay. And so I asked, and actually I think he was doing two at the time, and I asked you, can you do three?
right.
Is it,
Yeah.
like, can you do three? And then I said, like, we need to do three because we need to cut the bad habits and instill good habits. And we're talking about bad habits of 5 years of swimming the wrong way. And we were
Yep.
able to do it in a month.
Correct.
Okay. So now right here, this is a big game changer. So now for everyone, so like if you have three swim workouts, so first of all, carve out time, at least three. If you're the type like, hey, I have not worked on my technique, three. Okay. Not two. And then my recommendation also don't, like have do it everything Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's not gonna work. You know how to build habits. You want to spread it out. Because I'm telling you that because we've had athletes like that and they're asking me like, I'm not getting result. We need consistency. And consistency means you don't want a big gap of no swimming, especially when you're trying to build habits. It has to be more often. So ideally, a lot of times for athletes, not just necessarily Tom, but for the most part, they do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, as long as it's not a big gap. Or it could be Monday, Thursday, or Sunday. But as long as it's not like a big lump there. Okay. So that's first. Block the time. The next thing is that let's make sure that okay, that make sure that you add this one. If you have not done this, I'm going to tell you right now, doing paddles or fins is not doing technique. What you're doing is you're wearing fins and you're using paddles. Okay. Because I also heard, Coach, I'm doing paddles. Okay. And fins. Okay. That's good. It's focusing on your, like your plantar flex on fins, but then who knows how you're kicking, right? It doesn't mean that you're kicking well just because you're wearing fins. Same thing as your stroke. It doesn't mean that you're wearing paddles that you're getting the technique. You're getting the strength, but then if you're not doing it correctly, then you're wasting your time. Okay. So,
Also, another note is that doing drills, random drills,
yes.
doesn't mean that you're doing technique. Because if you're doing the drill incorrectly, that is not instilling good technique.
Yeah.
That is doing
So,
the opposite.
So I'm gonna do here more of this one is pretty good map here. It's a process map. So my recommendation is this. Feel something off. You want to identify symptom. What is it? Okay. So for example, Tom, exhaustion. Okay. I'm running out of breath. Okay. Is there anything else, Tom? Is it sinking leg as well? Or like you're not catching? Do you remember?
Catching was
Or
a big thing
everything?
too. Yeah, catching was a big thing that, I mean, um, Now, yeah, catching was a
Kicking
big
too.
thing because I
I
remember one
remember.
of the videos you analyzed and you saw my left hand, my right hand not pushing the right way. So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I mean, yeah, catch was a big thing. Now I'm catching left and right, and it's just and
yeah. You're
pushing the
using
water
your
right
muscles.
behind me. So it's
Good, good, good,
it's.
good.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So now a lot of athletes, what they do is that, all right, I have a problem. It could be the rotation, it could be breathing. And what they do is that they go for YouTube or you use AI or ChatGPT and then they do their diagnose and then start doing the drill. Okay. It's good you're being resourceful. Okay. But what a lot of athletes are missing is that making sure that you are you're verifying that it's correct. Because if you're just doing the technique drill, it doesn't mean that you're doing it correctly. It just means that you're doing it, the technique. That's it. But what we want is that you're doing it correctly. So that's big thing. You gotta write it down. That's a huge thing. I know it's just like one box here, but this thing, verify correctness through video feedback, is a huge piece that's been missing from athletes. Okay. And then the next thing here is that reinforcing correct technique to become a habit.
Why is this important? Because what happens when you try to push and you see that your technique is falling apart?
Yeah.
That happens to a lot of athletes. And yeah, I mean, you can't really have it falling apart.
So, and that's why we don't want you to just do technique. Okay. So that's why, the one that I showed you, there's technique here, but if you're just going to do technique forever, you're not going to go fast either. And a lot of athletes like, coach, I'm not going fast. I'm doing technique. I'm following your analysis. We need to do speed work. All right. So, like all this ones has to happen for you to be able to instill those good technique. Because when you're doing technique, that's zone 2, even zone 1. But then when you're at the race, you're doing like hardcore, you're racing. Now we need to make sure that we reinforce that to become a habit wherein we do the speed intervals, endurance, open water skills. Okay. And so like right here, we do technique. What we do is a correction, and I'm going to show you a sample here. Are you guys following so far? Is that too much already? You guys getting it? That's why I wanted to have this training so you guys really see the behind the scenes and you're not confused. Why am I not getting the result? Okay. So here's a sample that we did for Tom here. First post, first share ever, Tom.
God.
Okay. So now this is one workout here. And basically, like what we do is what I do is like I analyze. Okay. This one will help you cross over. Move your hands this. So we use a tool and I give analysis. I look at under the water. Yeah, the kick. Kicking from the knee. I say kick from your glutes. So now each one of this one, what I do is that I review, I analyze every frame. How many videos is this? 6, 7, 8. We also have a way for people to actually take videos. It could be just images, annotated images here. And what's great about this one is completely different when you see a swim coach in person. Because in swim coach in person, they tell you, do this. And you're like trying to learn a lot in 1 hour. So many information. I'm going to ask you, do you remember everything that the coach told you in 1 hour while you are doing stuff, right? It's hard. I don't know if you have had one in person, Tom. Did you?
Oh,
Yeah.
years
Okay.
ago.
So
Like,
you already did that too, and it didn't work, right?
yeah, yep.
So anyone, for everyone who's watching this one, do you remembering everything that you did when you're learning technique? There's so much. But what's great about this one is that Tom can save the screenshots. So he will remember because they are new. He can go back to it and then correct it. So it can be annotated. Nice. So
Boy.
toes are pointing down, kicking from the knee, the scissor kick. It's good to see this one now rather than later, and then you're confused. Why am I gasping for air? If you haven't looked at your technique, it could be that reason. You don't want to stay too long outside, and because you're more balanced when your head is in the water. Okay, so let's do this one. This one is much closer. Check what happened here. All right, so this one is about 13 minutes. The analysis, the video. Okay.
How was that helping you, Tom? Can you tell me a bit more about like what happens when you see these things?
Oh, because when you're swimming, just swimming, you just don't know that you're doing all these little imperfections like crossing over, scissor kicking, and all. You think you're swimming perfectly fine until you see the video, and
Yeah.
then until you start pointing things out, then like, oh
Yeah.
shoot, I'm like, I am not swimming properly. There's so much wasted energy where you could be more efficient, and tweaking little things here and there can make a huge difference.
And but then when I showed to you, there has to be steps of how to correct it, not
Correct.
just
Yeah. Yeah, you
scissor
gotta be mindful. Yeah. You just gotta be
fix
mindful and like focus on
how to
certain
correct it.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
the
So,
steps. Because a lot of athletes, they analyze themselves like, oh, I see that I'm crossing over, but then they keep trying to fix it, but they don't have the steps of how to correct it. And they
mhm.
just get to do the same thing. Okay. All right. So, any questions that come up? Because I went over on a lot of that and put under the comment, especially for those who's on the replay as well.
John says he needs to improve his speed.
Yeah, let's do it, Sean. So, all right. Well, one of the things that you told me, Tom, you said at the halfway mark of the swim, I definitely turned the power and started going for it. I've never felt like that in the water before. How
No,
was that?
never had.
You still remember it? You smiled because you remember it.
That was a good time. No, I got to halfway mark. I'm passing all my competitive, my age group. I'm like, yeah, I still got more power left. I'm like, let's do this. Let's just go for it. Let's see what happens. If I bonk out, bonk out. But you know what? I don't think I will. So I just turn it up and say, hey, we're going for a ride.
Yeah, you
Nice.
trusted yourself. I don't
I
know if you
did.
remember. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, full confidence and just went for it.
Yeah. Do you remember the call that we have, right? And I told
Yes,
you you're a strong
yes,
cyclist. I don't know if you
yes.
remember or you could say it on your own words, but hopefully it's stuck.
The whole time, anything you tell me or wherever we go to, it's always in the back of my head while I'm
Oh,
at a race. So at a race, running, swimming, anything, it's always behind me. So thank you.
which one stood out for you that actually helped you? Like when I told you, like, hey, you're a strong cyclist, and I said, like, I want you to carry that on swimming. I don't know if you
Yes.
remember. Tell me
No, you
more.
did. You were just trying to get me more confident in who I am because you knew I had the technique, you knew I had the strength. You It's just the confidence was just never there, or maybe it wasn't. But just talking with you, saying like, listen, you have everything in your hands right now. It's just you just got put the foot down and go for it, and you trust in yourself very much.
Yeah, executing it, executing
Yeah.
it.
I
Yeah,
like that. That's a big shift from saying that you're just surviving the swim. That's a big
Oh,
shift.
yeah,
oh yeah, huge to go and say, I'm like, all right, I got this, and to actually pass competitors in my age group was
yeah,
wild because
yeah.
usually I'm just kind of hanging on the back. I'm like, da 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 da. This time I'm like, all right, got one, got two, got three. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, and
Nice.
once you were out there, now you have that experience that you can tap on next time again when you are out there on another triathlon.
Yeah, I'm
That
excited to get another one. I wish I had more up here, but I think we're done up here.
Okay. Well, we tackle a lot about the swim. Are you guys ready for the injury prevention? Because I'm sure a lot of you guys like, how did he do that in about a 1 month or 5, 6 weeks to actually? Let me see here. And because at the time you also said, I didn't feel any knee pain, and like basically especially on your training, and I felt great. How huge was that in comparison to months before that? When you were
Oh,
doing on your own training, because you were trying to do your running.
I mean, I remember you were saying that you were, holding back a little bit. You were like,
mhm.
okay, a bit doubting of, should I be really pushing? When should I be pushing? I remember you were mentioning that.
Yes. I mean, yeah, there's big doubt in that. And it just came down to maintenance and just repetitive work and so forth, and just make sure that that injury didn't come back to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it must have been kind of like a mental battle at that point. You're like, I want to push, but
No,
I
it's not.
don't want to hurt myself.
Besides
It's
that, I
like,
want to
Of course.
push his expectations. I want to win.
yeah.
So it's a lot
Yeah,
more
exactly.
battle. So some people they
That
want the strong finish. For him, it's like pulling teeth. I want to win, but I don't want to get hurt. I want to
yes,
win.
exactly. There's always that thought of just running and having that knee just give out, and that
Yeah.
would be it for the rest of the
Or,
season, you know?
I mean, you just said that the doctor said you had what 3 to 4 millimeters on your
Yeah,
knee.
3 to 4 millimeter crack would have
Yeah.
gap between my bones right now. So he's like, well, that'll
Okay.
eventually kind of fill in, but not fill in. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and it is scary, and that's valid. And as I
Yeah,
was actually, what I did is that I analyzed Tom's paces, and I asked him how is he feeling with this mental battle, because he was just asking like how do you know what pace you're running? He didn't know.
yeah,
Right. He also was even, I mean, he's running like around 9:30 minutes per mile, 9:30, like really taking it easy. And also
yeah.
like he's more of like testing,
Hmm.
okay, I'm okay with 1 mile, 1.5, 2 miles, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, I forgot about
yeah,
that.
so I was just talking to another athlete, like Tom was focusing on the distance, on increasing that distance. And to me, I told him there's a better way. It's not just about distance. Our goal is for you to run pain-free and not
Hmm.
necessarily to just run distance, because that was your goal. I'm going to increase it to.
Yes, yep, exactly.
So now,
So how did you do it safely? Can you tell me?
okay, okay, I'm going to tell
Tell
you.
me all about how did
Let
you
me
do
see.
this?
Okay. All right. So this is the same system that we use with the athletes that I told you, and also, of course, Tom. A lot of athletes have heard of this, but if you're new listening to our YouTube or our training, body maintenance is the secret ingredient. And a lot of athletes said, like, Coach, I'm stretching. No, stretching is not enough. There's more to it. Okay. So, and this one is basically I created this what body maintenance, you won't see it anywhere is because it's just Feisty Fox Coaching does it. And the main reason being is because when I was new as an athlete, I was already doing all these stretches and I was still getting injured. Okay. And also at the same time, we've also had yoga instructors that are also getting injured. And then so like I added strength as well, even have a personal trainer. But also at the same time, we have bodybuilders who are with us and doing strength and still getting injured. So I was like, what's going on? And then so like, you know what? We have to combine things like that really is important. We got to look at all areas. So body maintenance is soft tissue maintenance. Okay. Soft tissue care, mobility work, strength, and stability exercises and functional movement. Okay. And part of it is basically, hopefully I don't lose this one here, is isolating where the weak areas are at. Okay. And so like, and then so here, I'm gonna just make it very, very quick. Okay. And then Tom didn't know this because I was doing the work. The work was being done. He was executing the workouts, but it's the planning and putting it in the actual plan itself. Okay. And then also asking the right question to Tom. Hey, Tom, how's your knee? Where do you feel it? Or like, how's your ankle during the swim? And giving him exercise. All he had to do was just execute the exercise. Tom, I didn't know that.
So you hit
I
it
was
in
doing
Nope.
the
the
magic.
Yes,
It
you
was
were,
like
and I really enjoy that.
so yeah, so like I'm gonna just now that I'm gonna show you the behind the scenes. Basically, what I did is that isolate. Okay, so this one is 3 words: isolate, activate, integrate. Okay, so we identify the weak links. I know the weak links. I ask about the PT stuff. Isolate, spot the weak link, identify the underperforming or inactive area. That's the diagnostic. That's the troubleshooting. Our coaches in 50 Fox coaching, whenever an athlete said, Coach, I feel something, we're doing the isolation, diagnostic, troubleshooting, asking the right questions. We ask a lot of questions. The next thing is that we assign body maintenance workouts. Our body maintenance is not necessarily like an hour yoga. Sure, we do have those too, but our athletes are very busy. So what we do is body maintenance, which is activate, use controlled, often low load movements to wake up that area, to strengthen that area on low load based on where the athlete is at. And that either progresses or regresses. Okay, good so far. All right. Everyone, if like something's popping up that's not clear, just feel free to type that up so I can clarify it. I'll do another training for this. And then the next thing, what's great is that Tom was already running. So we also were at the same time integrating. Okay, that's integrate. Now we can connect it to the functional movement or sport specific training, which is swim, bike, and run. Does that make sense, everyone? Okay, so that's the body maintenance. Okay, and what else did we do? Okay, what else did we do? And so and the muscle imbalance fixes. What else did we do? Also, Tom didn't know about this one. But how do we know? Because like, coach, how do you know the muscle imbalances? All right. Again, asking diagnostic, asking question, and also at the same time, we did a run analysis on Tom.
Mhm.
Okay. It's within a short time. He was doing smart workouts. Okay. So here you go. So this one is our Dr. Michelle. She is also my PT. I only trust handful of professionals.
Built the
So,
whole time, which
so that's
probably means he has a lot of stiffness in his hip flexors. If I had to guess, maybe he does a desk job. I don't know, because this is what we see in a lot of people
desk
that sit a
job.
lot. But
Right.
lots of extension, lots of anterior pelvic tilt getting pulled, most likely by tight hip flexors.
So this one is the run analysis. If I go make it bigger here, so he has the anterior pelvic tilt here. And so we have addressed that one, okay, by adding those strength workouts for Tom, short ones.
Mhm.
Okay. And it's not just like, just winging it. This time, Tom is doing the work. And also because of his lifestyle. And then so like we're getting to it. We're almost done. We're almost done, promise. All right, here's the other things. Other things that we did, root cause troubleshooting. Okay, so pain is a signal. Good, so like we were looking into the level of pain. So whenever you guys feel something, you want to put a score with that, whether that's pain level 1, 2, or 3. And that's when I created workouts, I listened to Tom. If everything's good, I'm happy. I can push him. Like I was really happy when I was able to push him. And
Mhm.
also, even though I was pushing him, I was still asking next day, how's everything? Everything still good? Okay, we're on track. If it's not, it didn't go, off course, which is I was really happy and I was so confident. That's why I said, hey, Tom, I think you can still do 2 more sprint triathlon and
Yep.
back to back. So I wouldn't risk Tom by suggesting a back to back, especially for someone who just had mild fracture on the knee. But because of like what's the feedback of the body, we need to meet where the body is coming from. It's not just about like, hey, Tom, you're so confident. Why don't we do this? No, we need to have data. Okay. And the data comes from when I analyze the training peaks, his data, Tom's data, okay, which is the feedback. The next one here, training load and recovery sequencing. Okay, that's also in the plan. Your knee doesn't care what workout is on your plan. All it knows is how much stress it's been under whenever it's had time to recover. And so that means that if we are just aiming for, if Tom did the training on his own because he was doing the distance, the training load's not going to cover that because the distance is not going to really say the intensity or how fast he's going or the combination of the swim, bike, and run, all the activities, including him sitting at his desk at work.
Yes.
That's the next thing here. Okay. So here you go. Oh, yeah, lifestyle load audit. I just asked. I did not.
This is a factor for a lot of athletes, actually. The long sitting, some are impacted more than others
Yeah.
by that, and there does need to be addressing of that if that is affecting you to a large degree. Like, and it is affecting a lot of athletes.
Yeah.
The sitting, and they get stiff, they get, these things popping up.
Okay. So if you guys are hurting or have discomfort or injury free, and a lot of us is like, Coach, I want basic training. There's no basic training that's gonna address something like this. Because the thing is that your body is responding differently on every workout. And you're different. So you want something, you wanna like, why do you do triathlon? Because you want to have a great time. But if you're feeling the pain or you're injuring yourself, then that's not a good thing, right? So here I'm sharing to you again. Done. I'm done now. I'm done talking. All right, muscle imbalance root cause.
All your magic.
They're gonna copy it. There might be coaches here. All right. And then performance and pacing based on pain feedback and current fitness, movement technique, that was the analysis, and of course, lifestyle load on it. Those are only because I didn't add the other things because we didn't do it. We didn't need to, but those are the main things that we did, Tom. FYI. You got the result
Thank you.
already.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we covered let me ask Vineta, how about you?
What's the number one thing that you learned during all this?
How about three?
Yeah, what's the
Top
top
three
three
things, Tom?
things?
Top three things. Definitely technique is a huge thing. I mean,
Yeah.
without that, it's just yeah, it's a lot of wasted energy, I think. Well, proper technique. Other thing, believing in yourself. I
Mhm.
mean, you got to believe in yourself in order to accomplish what everyone's doing between doing sprints to Olympic to Ironmans. You just got to
Yeah.
believe in yourself and so forth. And three,
Yeah.
believe in coaches. Believe what you guys give me. Without you guys, this would not happen.
Yeah. Well, I'm really happy we popped up somewhere.
Yeah, no, you
And
magically
you reached
somehow
out.
popped up, which is I don't know, it was great. So
I'm
happy
so
it came across you
happy.
guys. Of
And I like what you said there, believe in yourself.
course, you
Like
got
earlier
it.
you said earlier you said like, how come those other people can do it? How come I cannot? I should be able to do what they do. I like that
Yep,
thinking.
exactly. Yep.
Like everyone has the equal opportunity if you want it, right? And you
Yeah,
want it.
yep.
You
If
got
you
it.
want it. Yep.
Okay. Well, all right. So, well, everyone, you've heard the story of Tom. This is what we do for in Feisty Fox coaching. Tom, we're so proud of you.
Thank you.
You've come a long way in just a
Appreciate it.
short time, and
Yes.
He's learned all these things, all these tools that you've picked up
he's a
in the
fast learning.
process.
You're a living
I like
proof
it.
of what's possible when you stop guessing and you're like, you know what, I'm done. I'm done. 5 years of triathlon and still
Hmm.
not knowing how to do properly. But guess what? Within a short months, you learn so much. And so follow a plan that works for your life. Train smart, even while you're juggling work, family, and triathlon prep. Okay. For everyone watching right now, if you've been inspired by Tom's story, this is exactly what we do. We want you guys, okay, to stay injury free, train smart, finish strong, see your potential, stop wasting time. Because if you have only 1 hour, you might as well do it right, right? So you're not going circles, continue to instill in bad habits, but instead you want to have a great time that you tell yourself, I am putting 1 hour of my time because I know what I'm doing, right? Because if you don't know what you're doing, the confidence get affected. Okay. What if you finally went all in on the version of yourself you know you're capable of becoming? Okay. No more second guessing. How about that? No more wondering if you can fit in the workouts, because you can, but this time you want to be smarter. No more hoping whether your body can keep up, and no more worrying, oops, will I re-injure myself?
So if you want help creating that training
Yeah.
plan that really works for your life so you can finish strong without that overtraining or without hurting yourself, whether you're training for triathlon, marathon, or
Yeah.
both, or whatever.
You're just swimming, like, and some athletes actually don't even have a race. They just come to us because they've lost like resources. Like, coach, I went to PT, did this one. I'm doing acupuncture, it's not working. I'm still hurting, or I've done all this swim coaching, it's not working. How about we talk and I show you what we can do?
Yeah, so if you want help, put hashtag game plan in the comments and I'll reach out to you personally.
All right. Okay. Well, everyone, thanks for joining us today. And let's thank Tom. If you got a lot, put hashtag value. Let's say thank you, Tom, because he is a busy man, but he is here sharing what he has learned. And I know if Tom can do it, why not you? Right? Okay.
Yep.
Let's get going. Everyone, have a great week. Thanks, Tom. Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.